Hi, welcome to another episode of Unfortunate. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Vanessa.
And today, what are we talking about?
School stories.
School stories and experiences and just all the wonderful joy of American education.
And how disappointed I was when high school was nothing like High School Musical.
Well, like, when they walked in, like, no one was dancing and being like, you gotta put your head in the game.
Also that, but no one is that
game.
Friendly when it comes to, like...
No one's friendly, period, actually.
Yeah! I had the same friend freshman and sophomore year since middle school. And it's like, no one is that nice.
No, everyone's mean, and then they warm up.
Yeah.
But they can be nice outside of school, but they will be the biggest cunt.
And it's like, okay, so
at school.
No one understands me when I say, okay, so you have friends. You have your friends that are like our school friends that you talk to in school, but you do not hang out with them after school. And then you have your friends' friends that you're together like every single second, like y'all go and do shit after school. And it's like...
Or sometimes you don't go to the same school. Sometimes you randomly have a traumatic event that leads you to be friends.
Yeah, I feel like those are the best ones, though.
Yeah, we're a little biased.
Because look at us now.
We're a little biased right now.
Yeah. Hey, but at least we both hated on the same guy, so those are the best kind of friendships.
We are equal opportunity haters.
Those are the best kind of friendships when you like you know a person, but then it's like that person ends up being shitty, so it's like you stop talking to that person. Yeah. But it's like you guys continue being friends.
And then months later, years later, someone comes back.
Not even months later, there is no privacy in this friendship.
Yeah. Do you have a fun school story you want to tell us?
I have a lot of stories. In one of this girls' bathrooms, someone had wrote on the door that they were gonna like bring a bomb and like bomb the school and shoot up the school. They didn't cancel school, but they had like a bunch of police just like surrounding.
They're like, let's trap all the students.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. They're like, we're not gonna end school for the day, but we're gonna send like a bunch of police cars to like...
They're like, when it blows up, we want the police
but
to see
the fact
blow
was
up.
that I wasn't even there at school that day because I was sick, and my father comes up to me, he's like, so did you hear about that bomb threat? And he's like accusing me like I did it. I'm like, I wasn't even there.
He's like, Vanessa, I know it's you.
I'm like, I wasn't even there.
It's like, I know you're the one that bombed the school.
We should probably stop talking about bombs.
Yeah, I think we should avoid bombs in future episodes.
Do you have any fun school stories?
I have a lot of concerning ones. Should we start? I know where to start.
None of the stuff that's going on right now, though.
No. There's a lot going on. I don't go to the same school anymore. There's just stuff going on there. We'll go over that eventually.
When you can. When the NDA has disappeared.
Yeah, last year, my junior year, I had this amazing teacher. We'll call him Mr. Popcorn. Mr. Pop, for short. Oh, Mr. Pop was like one of these teachers. He was science. He used to live in Hawaii, so he's very like... connect with nature, do what you need to do, like one of those teachers where like...
I love those teachers.
In this one class, and keep in mind, this comes up later, we had to turn our phones in across campus at this point. He used to let us keep them, and that's how, just the type of teacher he was. But today, on this wonderful school day, he brought us out to the school garden to do some gardening. And he split us up into like 4 or 5 groups. I don't know how many there was of us. So, like, some of us were at the bottom of the hill, some of us were at the top of the hill. And I was in a group with, like, 4 people, like... I'm not gonna name who, I almost did. Like, a few people, right? And one of them, for context, is stupid.
I want to know who these people are.
That comes in later.
I want to know.
So, we were minding our own business. We got most of our stuff down there. And backing up a little bit before we came down to the garden... Thing 1 and 2, who I found out have been friends since kindergarten, they kind of were like beefing. So towards the end of what we were doing, we look up at the top of the hill. Thing 1 and 2 are yelling at each other and they're squaring up to each other.
Ooh. Fight.
And, like, everyone's confused, so people are backing away. Our group is the only group at the bottom of the hill, so we're looking up at this chaos. We're watching this shit on full display, 30 feet above our heads. And we're just like, what is going on? Because it took, you know how it takes a second to process what's happening. And they start literally, like, beating the shit out of each other. And one of them is, like, a boxer.
Ooh.
And so they're beating the shit out of each other. And our teacher, Mr. Pop, for reference, played college football.
Oh my god.
And decided, I guess, to decide to just make the executive decision to tackle 2 students. Because keep in mind, there's no one around. We're pretty far away from, like, main campus.
Yeah.
And before he did that, he started screaming, go get, admin, go get. But he literally tackles them. They're rolling down the hill, hitting everything.
Oh my god.
Like, rolling down the hill.
Oh my god.
And we're watching them. And my group, we've all gotten out of the way because we were directly underneath it. Mm-hmm. Except for the idiot. So I grabbed the idiot, which, keep in mind, I don't like this guy at all. I think he's the most annoying person. But I'm like, I'm not about to let him get crushed by, like, a 300-pound muscular man and 2 pretty heavy boys.
Yeah.
He will die. His body is frail. He will go to the ER. So I literally grab him and I move him. And I'm like, okay, just everyone in this class is committing assault to some person at this point. I've grabbed someone. The teacher tackled people. 2 people are fist fighting. Who else? And then at this point, my friend, it was iffy at the time. My friend and I book it. We leave. We left the goddamn garden sprinting our asses to the office because we love Mr. Pop. We eat in his room all the time. He gives us food. Mm-hmm. He's bought us food before. We love him dearly.
I love teachers like that.
We're booking it to the office, and I mean straight up running. And, like, there's people staring at us like we're insane because literally, I have it saved on my phone. I've never run that fast in my life. We were sprinting. I lost cinnamon at some point from how fast I was running. And we get to the office, and I guess Mrs. Other teacher, who was in one of the rooms that had a window facing the garden, called and left her class after she finished the call. Abandoned her whole class. One of my other friends was in that class and was watching through the window. So this teacher literally called the admin's office and left her class unattended. And then she's coming down. So by the time me and Cinnamon are at the admin office, they're already coming out. So we book it back with them. He's rapid firing questions at us like we're the ones that are rolling down the hill. And when we make it there, they're still going at it, but they haven't gone all the way down because they're stuck on, like, a plant pole. And, like, there's blood on all of them. Because they're getting cut by, like, the things sticking out the hill by each other. It was messy. And, like, Mr. Pop literally had a giant cut down his leg.
Oh, my God.
And it was, like, on his arm, too. Uh-huh. But admin doesn't take care of it. But when we come back, the teacher that was up in the hill, keep in mind, very small, short Filipino lady, has the goddamn boxer in front of her and his hands behind his back and literally is walking this man to the office. And keep in mind, this man's like, he's taller than me and I'm 6'1". This man's like 7 feet. So this like 5'5" at most woman has this 7 foot tall boxer in like her control, literally has his hands like behind her back, is not letting him move, and they're walking to the office.
Oh my God.
And it was just like, oh my God. And then randomly all of us start getting yelled at. I forgot if it was Mr. Pop or another person, but someone just started yelling, everyone go back to the room, everyone. Like, we're the ones that were fist fighting. It's like, what the hell? I didn't throw a punch. I hate everyone in this class, but I didn't throw a punch. And then when we get back up, keep in mind the 2 kids are gone. Mr. Pop just is coming in now. His clothes are ripped. He's bleeding. He looks like he went through the apocalypse.
Oh my God.
And he's like, everyone sit down! And we're like, oh, fuck.
We're in trouble.
Well, how are we in trouble? What did we do that justified us getting in trouble? And he gave us like the general talk, and then he sent all the girls out because the bell had rung. Class was over. He sent all the girls out, said have a good day. And he kept all the boys in, and he was just, like, interrogating us. And part of me wanted to be like, me and Idiot were at the bottom of the hill. We got left out of all the prequel. We came in right in the middle of Act 3 when you bitches were rolling down the hill. I don't know what you think I'm contributing to this conversation, other than I assaulted my classmate to get them out of the way. He didn't come back for a few days, and he got fired. Not because of the fight. They used the fight to, like, freeze his email. And then they went through, like, his email, I guess, and they found this one thing that he sent to one of the admin's sons after they lost a sports game. I'm being so vague about this because if anyone knows the situation, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about if I say too many details.
I might have to hear behind the scenes.
And he was like, it's okay you lost the tournament. Like, God made you the way you are for a reason. Like, it's okay, you know? Mm-hmm. And out of context, if he sent that to a girl, that would have been bad.
Fuck yeah.
So they used that as a justification to fire him. But it turns out Mr. Pop was hired under our old dean before these other admin came in. And this one admin, we'll call her Ruby for Ruby Red Shoes. She never wore red shoes. Some other thing on her was red. Hated him because he was Mormon. This was a Catholic school. Hated him because he was Mormon. And was always trying to find a reason to fire him.
Oh, what?
So he got fired for being Mormon, basically.
Oh, my.
Oh, but circle back. After everyone left, Cinnamon came back into the room, and her and I were just kind of talking and, like, washing our hands, because everyone was messy. It was just a mess. And we're being nosy. And Ruby Red Shoes and Mr. Pop are talking in the room. And she's like, oh, I need you to fill out an incident form, like, yada, yada. And he's like, you're not even going to ask me if I'm okay? And both of us were like, oh, he ate. Like, he devoured. And then, keep in mind, just me and Cinnamon are the only two people in the room. We're towards the back. And she's like, this is not a conversation we should be having while they are in here. And she whips her head around and stares at us. And Mr. Pop's like, you two need to leave. And we're like, okay, bye, have a good day, bye, Mrs. Ruby, after we said bye to Mrs. Pop. And she's like, I'll be seeing you two later.
What?
And I was like, what the hell did we do? Other than abandon our class for a good 2 minutes, like, as instructed.
Yeah.
And then my other friend, like, came and talked to us later and was like, where did you two go? She literally was like, I saw you two, like, at the bottom of the hill and everything when everyone was at the top. And then you two just left. Like, you two booked it out of there. Like, where did you go? You left all of your stuff on the ground. Like, you just left.
I would have too.
And I was like, yeah. We went to the admin office because our favorite teacher was, like, bleeding. Like rolling down a hill, quite literally. Rolling in the deep. If you're gonna let me down with me. But there's a lot of crazy stories from that school. We could tell, but that's the one I'm choosing to share right now because that was a good 10 minutes. Oh, and that left out a lot of details too.
Oh yeah.
Do you have one?
People. I don't know. No.
When this school would almost never have big scale fights everyone would know about, it would always have small ones. But when there was a big scale fight, I mean, like, it was like Marvel movie level fighting.
I don't know the full details, but I can't remember it because it happened. Like, I want to say 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I was.
So your sophomore year?
Yeah, it was my sophomore year, and I guess this one guy, like, I think he was just talking shit to this one girl. And her boyfriend, like, found out about it.
Oh, my God.
And
get over it. If you have a small dick, say that.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he said something, and she started, like, cussing him out. But then, no, she started, he said something to her, she started cussing him out, and then he hit her. And then her boyfriend came in, and it's, like, beat the shit out of this guy. And I've known one of the guys, because I used to live near him.
I'm sorry, he hit her?
Yeah, I want to say he slapped her across the face.
Oh my God.
And it was like this big thing, because he wasn't one of those popular guys, but he was one of those guys that almost kind of everyone knew.
Well known.
Yeah. And so it's like everyone was talking about it for a couple of days. And he was suspended for like a week. And then it kind of like died down. And then when he came back, because he was in my English class, and he sat next to me in English, and he came back and everyone was talking about it again. And I think he tried like starting a fight again with the same guy.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, and then him and I slept together in the middle of class.
Oh, God, no, I hated that guy. He was annoying.
I need to know his name after this.
And, all I can ever really think about when it comes to, like, the schools that I've been to are elementary, middle school, and high school. Every single...
In every shit show.
Yeah. That too. But also... a teacher in elementary school, a teacher in the middle school, and a teacher in the high school have all got arrested and fired for sleeping.
I like that I said same.
For sleeping with minors and kids.
And being like pedophiles.
Yeah. And one of them was in elementary school, one of them was middle school, and one of them was high school.
And I feel like it's almost like on a grid. Like, I feel like it's horrible in elementary and horrible in high school.
This high school one was they tried to do it quietly because they fired him over spring break. And so he was a PE teacher, and he taught the class that like everybody wanted to go into, and it was a pretty big class, and like everyone knew him. He was like one of those nice teachers, I guess.
So Mr. Pop.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he's gone for like a week.
But that's what they did to Pop, too. Because this fight was, like, 2 weeks before break.
He's gone for, like, a week, and we're just having substitutes for that class the whole time. Everyone's wondering, what happened to him? We go on spring break, we come back, and it's, like, the talk of the school.
And his corpse is hanging from the second story of the building.
It's the top of the school. We all find out he was fired. He was sleeping with a sophomore in one of his classes. And it's, like, of course, no one knew her name because she was a minor. They kept it private. But one of my friends knew her and, like, told me who it was. I can't remember who it was right now. But he told me, like, who it was. And it's, like, that's when we all learned he was fired because he was, like, talking and, like, to a minor. And
that reminded me about a whole detail of the Pop thing I left out.
Oh, my God.
He didn't sleep with... This was a sophomore, too.
Oh, my God.
Forgot her name. I don't follow her on Instagram. And it was this whole scandal, and it came out that, like, one of the admin were, like, trying to spin that narrative.
And apparently...
Of that, him and her, I guess, went and got, boba one day. Mm-hmm. And all of this, and they were dating. And that's what they were trying to cover up the whole Mormon thing with. Oh. And then she got, like, in hella big trouble for, like, spinning that lie. Mm-hmm.
And then the teacher at my school, when the teacher was gone, the principal was also gone. So it's like, someone was filling in for her, and there was like these people from like the district office coming to our school, you know, talking to us and everything, and it's like next thing you know is like we found out that the teacher paid off the principal, and the principal apparently knew, and that's why the principal wasn't there for a couple weeks.
So oh my god.
But the principal still works there now. She still works there, and she came back.
What else is she hiding?
No.
We need to do our own
that
investigation.
That makes me think. My mom knew her, though.
We need to FBI this.
But my mom knew her, because I remember years ago I was talking to her about, like, the principal and stuff, and my mom told me, oh, yeah, I remember her from high school.
Oh, my God.
And apparently she was, like, one of those, like, goody two-shoes.
Oh, well, the funny thing is one of the admin, ours was known as, like, the shy girl in school.
Yeah.
And she is, like, Satan now. she will fight someone.
Oh, my God.
Just because she feels like it.
It makes me sad because I went to the high school for my freshman and sophomore year, but then I went to another school, the school that I go to now currently, and I should be happy that there's no fights, but it kind of makes me sad because there's no drama and excitement.
Well, I'm not even at now.
There was one last a couple weeks ago. I was sitting in I think it was my econ class. And the bell had just rung. We were just, you know, sitting in our seats and everything. And all of a sudden, we hear, like, yelling and, like, things knocking around in the hallway. And I immediately knew who it was because literally the day before, the same girl was yelling at someone else in the hallway. And it sounded like there was about to be a fight. But then someone went and, like, broke it off. Because my school is just one hallway. So it's, like, everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
And it's like there was a fight in the I can't remember if it was in the hallway or if it was in one of the teachers' classrooms, but it's like, and this dude who I fucking hate, if I could, I would run him over with my car and then back up and run him over 20
Speed
goddamn
bump.
more times, for real. And I fucking hate him. And he comes running into the classroom because he was like involved with it or whatever. He was like, I can't remember exactly what.
He was throwing hands.
I think he was, or he was saying some shit to one of the girls, and then the girls started fighting. And then next thing you know, he comes running to the classroom. And then literally 2 seconds later, the principal's like yelling at him, "You need to get out of your seat and you need to come with me." And he was like refusing. And it's just like everyone went silent. Because everyone knows this kid's like, he's involved with some shit, you know? And so it's like, of course it's him. Of course he's causing the drama. But at the same time, it's like, everyone's also like, this is the most excitement we've had at the school.
Pulled their popcorn out.
Yeah.
Popcorn is out.
Yeah.
Boxing gloves are ready just in case.
Yeah, we were.
Like.
But at the same time, me and my friends judge her, so it's like, we can't say anything.
Cancels out.
No, she's even more judgy, so it's like, it doesn't really cancel out.
It almost does.
Almost.
It limits the negativity.
Because me and my friends are almost as bad. But at the same time,
but it's like
her attitude.
Yeah.
Is like, we don't have an attitude. We're nice.
Yeah, and that's one thing. It's like, I feel like you're allowed to hate on people if they have an attitude.
Yeah.
And I know that's not good to have that as an opinion. But like, if you're gonna be mean and have a nasty attitude and everything, I'm allowed to call you a bitch.
Yeah.
Because that's what you are.
Yeah.
I think that's our sign to wrap up.
Probably.
That's our sign to wrap up. Yeah.
I feel like I'm about to throw up, so.
But thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week on Unfortunate.
Bye.